Okay, income stocks. So back to our normal boring investment, which is good. Yeah. Okay. Income stocks. So what are the two income stocks for this month that I am paying attention to? You probably be surprised. Maybe you'll be quite surprised to what you're going to see. The first income stock that I am actually looking at is actually this stock, Singtel. Okay, so we haven't looked at Singtel for a while. Anybody can remember how come I haven't looked at Singtel for a while? Anyone want to make a guess, or anyone can remember? Why is Singtel such a big company? How come I didn't talk about Singtel easily for the past 2 to 3 years already? Okay, Patrick, you're quite close up. Okay, so Singtel, one of the reasons why I actually haven't been looking for a while is actually this. Okay, current ratio. Can you see the current ratio? They have been failing their current ratio over the past 5 years. Current ratio actually less than 1, which of course doesn't pass my 6 tests. But recently, what happened is this: the latest financials, yes, they finally turned above 1. Turned above 1. So that's what it actually caught my attention. And Singtel, I always like their business very much, and that's why I have put back Singtel back into the radar screen. Okay, now let me just get back to my slides. So why do I actually like Singtel? Okay, I still remember. Okay, I actually went to Singtel AGM very long ago. I think 3-4 years ago. Of course, when the AGM was physical. This statement really caught me till now. Remember, one of the directors actually stand up and say, okay, next time, no matter what Smart Nation project, no matter what IT project, no matter what latest invention, you're all resting on my infrastructure. Wow, this statement really hits me. So basically, Singtel is going to be everywhere as long as you need internet or the product actually needs internet. Okay, the Singtel will actually be involved. So even if we talk about next time autonomous car, self-driving car. So self-driving car, what happened here is this: there's actually a lot of sensors. There is a lot of passing of information, and who is the backbone to actually support all this? Singtel. Okay, and Singtel, I'm not sure you have noticed, it has actually really transformed from a telco company, if you ask me, to a real lifestyle company. I'm quite sure you know about the TVs. Okay, they have the TVs, and you can see they are actually also into a lot of other lifestyle stuff, insurance, so on and so forth. And in fact, this is also another thing that caught my attention. So by the way, Singtel is going to be a bank soon. So in fact, it has happened already. So Grab and Singtel actually launched Singapore Digital Bank. They are going to be a bank already, or if I would say they are already a bank already. And not only in Singapore, they also are doing it in Malaysia. So basically, it has definitely transformed from your telco. If you think that Singtel still make money from your telco subscription, that is very wrong. So they have really branched into different businesses, including banking businesses. Okay, so that is from the retail side of Singtel. So from the business side of Singtel, as you can see, these are the few things they are offering to businesses. Of course, the main thing is this 5G 5G network, which actually support quite a bit of things. So I would really urge you just go to visit the website, so you can see that they are now involving in a lot of different type of businesses, like Internet of Things, cybersecurity, so on. So they are also even into data centers, which you ask me is really all the growth areas. So this is why this is why I am actually always very interested in Singtel. And the only reason it was on my radar was because the current ratio was less than 1, and recently I found it back to 1. That's why I actually got very excited, and I actually want to bring this back to attention again. Okay, so let's take a look at their numbers. So obviously they have actually went through quite a bad patch. You can see that the net income has dropped very sharply. And what I have noticed is that, hey, it may be a possible turnaround. A possible turnaround. So of course, is it continue? Nobody knows. Okay, that's why I don't even put it as a growth stock. I just put it as an income stocks. If it doesn't, fly, at least I still can enjoy the dividends. So you can see that, yes, the dividend has come off, okay, but it's still quite decent amount of dividends here. Okay. For the last 1 year, you can see that their numbers are improving, okay, even though their revenue came off. So you should look at the one without brackets. This is the most recent one. So the one in bracket is comparing with the last year, same quarter. So this is half yearly. Yeah, the last year, the same half year. Okay, so even though the revenue came off, but their net profit actually went up, okay, very respectable, went up by 23%, 23%. So again, is this a sign that, the worst is over for them? They are turning? I don't know, okay, but the numbers seems to be suggesting that. Okay, so what happened here is this, they actually did a strategic reset as actually presented here during this period of time. And it seems that things are turning for the better. And again, I'm not seeing this as a growth stock. I'm not seeing this as a growth stock. I'm seeing this actually more like an income stock. Income stock. And again, as this slide suggests, they are actually still very focused about giving dividends to shareholders, as you can see. And of course, hopefully it will actually bring the dividends back to the heydays. Okay. So this is what I like about Singtel. I like the business. Predominantly is the business. They are into all the growth business. Okay, if you ask me, the only bad thing is I'm not too sure whether they are overly diversified. Okay, I don't mind them going to different business because they are more or less related. Okay, they are actually quite related. But I'm just not too sure whether can they actually manage so many different parts of the business at the same time. So that's why, again, I didn't really put it as a growth stock. I put like an income stock. So usually when business companies with a lot of different segments, they tend to be more stable. And it seems like, okay, they are quite focused on giving dividends to the shareholder. At least this slide is suggesting that. And yes, now they actually passed the 6 test. This is actually based on the latest half-yearly report. So in fact, if you look at their last annual report, okay, the last annual report, in fact, is actually still failed. So only the latest half-year report, then this current ratio is passed. So that's why I pay special attention back to this company. Okay, so the rest of the 6 tests, no problem. Okay, so interest cover is a pass. Sorry, I think I missed this. Interest cover is a pass. Okay, not sure why I didn't update it. Yeah, okay, I will update it before I send to you. Okay, it's definitely a pass. So you actually passed the 6 tests. Now, coming to pricing. Okay, by the way, I actually done the DCF for Singtel, which I will email to you. Okay, let me just share with you how you want to play this spreadsheet. So I actually did a DCF. I will email this to you all. Okay, now I have done some adjustments here. So down here, instead of using average of the past 5 years, I actually just adjusted. I used the most recent year ones. Okay. Because if I just do an average, I think it's a bit on the high side. So given that 2018 probably is an outlier. So I actually just use the most recent, about 12.7%. So that's one adjustment I make. Okay, now based on this model, I am looking at the revenue growth of negative 3.3%, which is the average revenue growth over the past 5 years. Okay. So my model assume that, okay, over the next 5 years, they will have like minus 3.3% growth. So that means the revenue will keep going down. So that is the assumption. And with this kind of very conservative assumption, right? The price is, fair value is $3. 10% discount is $270, which is very close to the actual price today. So I think the actual price when I done this is 271, but just I checked, it's actually 273. Okay. So basically, based on this DCF model, the price is not exactly very attractive. Okay, not very attractive. Okay, on the same note, as you can see here, let me go back to my slides. Also, the dividend yield, current yield is 3.48, whereas 5 average is 4.613. So of course, we actually want the current yield to be higher than the average. Okay, to say that the price is actually undervalued. So in this case, it's not. In this case, it's not. The current yield is actually lower than average. So it may suggest that the price is be on the high side. And the P ratio is actually not lower. 20.65 times. It's actually not low. Okay, so my point here is this, Singtel, what I really like is the business. What I really like is the business. I think it's a very clear growth story. And I believe, of course, their business is likely to do well without any major hoo-ha. Okay, that's my thought. But in terms of the type of business, I think the growth potential is definitely there. But in terms of pricing, I must say it's not very attractive right now. Not very attractive right now. Okay, but if let's say you treat this as an income stock, it may make sense to pay attention. Or if you believe that, you know, their turnaround is coming. Okay, this is a sign of a turnaround. If you are very confident that yes, this profit will continue to go up, it's going to turn around. Okay, what you want to do is you may want to adjust down here to, let's say, for example, 0%. 0%. Okay, then you're talking about the fair value is about 369 and current price of 270. Hey, maybe it still makes sense. Okay. So you'll be saying, hey, so what does it mean? So end of the day, to me, it's always relative, always compare. If today I can find a company whereby I like the business very much and is very clear that it's undervalued, probably I want to invest in that. Okay. If today I actually see Singtel as a growth stock, I see Singtel as a growth stock, you are very confident that, you know, the business is going to turn around, all the interest is going to take off. Okay, I don't mind investing in Singtel right now. Okay. But if you are just purely looking for undervalued stock giving you steady dividends, higher dividend, yeah, maybe it's not the best time to look at Singtel. Okay, so yes, for this company, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, end of the day, the best way to decide, you know, whether this is something for you, you actually want to compare against other stocks. Okay, I don't follow my stocks. Okay, I will just see which one is the best thing for me to buy at that point in time. Okay, good. There are some questions. Let me just answer them. Okay, I bought Singtel when the price 345 before the fourth telco appeared. Less than 20 price. Earning dropped a lot more than the price. Yes, yes, as you can see from here, can you see the earning drop very significantly? You are correct. Okay, so of course, the question is whether is this going to be historical. They have made some blunder, they have made some mistakes. So the question is this all over? To be very frank, I don't have the technical knowledge, but from the numbers, it seems to suggest that, hey, you know, it may be over. there was a change in CEO. I can't remember at which period of time. I think 2020 and 2020, there was a change in CEO. Okay, maybe things have changed. I don't know. Okay. Like I said, it's not exactly a clear-cut case. If there's something better, I will invest in something better. Okay, but if you see this as a growth stock, income stock, this may be quite interesting. Okay, I don't know anyone can help me here. Anybody familiar with Singtel? Is there a fundamental issue? Is it likely that the income can continue to go? Anybody want to comment on that? Okay, because technical aspect, I am not too sure. Anybody can help me here? Anybody want to comment on whether you think that the income for Singtel is likely to grow back? No. Okay, sorry, Indra. I am only able to comment based on the numbers perspective. It seems that it's going up. Okay, so if let's say not confident, probably you just want to keep it on your watch list first and see what happens. Okay. All I can say is I do like this business, and yep, it's not cheap. Okay, yeah lah. Maybe long story short, if it's a growth stock, if I see this as a growth stock, I probably will invest in them. If it's an income stock, maybe I want to compare and see there's anything better.